This pronunciation class is about words that students get wrong at the beginner and pre-intermediate level. If you're a higher level in English, it doesn't mean you don't have to watch this video. It'd actually be a good idea to do so, because many intermediate, upper intermediate, advanced students, and even sometimes proficiency students make mistakes saying these words. In this video, we're going to cover 15 words that are one of the most mispronounced words in the English language. We're going to put these words into sentences, and then later we're going to read a paragraph together where you'll be able to practice your pronunciation repeating after me. Ready to start? Let's go! The first word on our list is the word daughter. Pay attention to how the first syllable sounds in this word. Daughter. We have a very long O in that first syllable, and the trap here is that many students want to pronounce the letters AU in that first syllable as OW or O, but it doesn't work like this in English. In English, words that contain AU, and it can be at the beginning of a word or it can be in the middle of the word, these letters are generally pronounced as a long O. Daughter. Now, as you could hear, I wasn't pronouncing the final R in that word. And many students ask me, when should I say the R? When should I keep it silent? Well, the answer is that actually only 2% of the whole native speaker population don't pronounce the letter R. Not pronouncing the R, especially if it's at the end of a word, or there is a vowel and an R followed by another consonant, is very characteristic of British English. I speak British English, so I don't pronounce the letter R, but if your objective is to speak beautiful international English, you should always say the letter R. So in here you can say daughter if your objective is to develop a British English accent, or daughter because it's absolutely fine to say that R. So, regardless of whether you choose to say daughter or daughter, you need to remember that the first syllable in this word is pronounced with a nice long O. Daughter. Our next word is quiet, and we're actually going to contrast it with another one that students often confuse. On the one hand, quiet. On the other hand, quite. Pay attention that the spelling in both of these words is different. Quiet ends in T. Quite ends in E. And that change in the position of that E basically influences how we pronounce the word. So, quite, quiet. For example, I could say that this room needs to be quite quiet when I record these videos. In any case, let's move on to the next word. Now, this one can be quite a big surprise for you. Learners often have a problem pronouncing this word, again because of the spelling. We see the letter O, and so we want to say wo. But that's incorrect. In English, it doesn't matter if it's British International or American English. We say that letter O as a long air. Work. And as we said, of course, you can pronounce the letter R and say work. Now, this pronunciation represents a pattern in English. Almost any word starting with W-O-R, where that letter R is followed by another consonant, for example, work, is going to be pronounced with a long air. There are very few exceptions to this rule. And in fact, there are two more words that beginners and pre-intermediate students always mispronounce, and they are word and weld. So, work, word, weld. All of them with a long air. The next word we're going to talk about is August. Now, August similarly to daughter, is pronounced with a long or at the beginning. August. And pay attention to how we say the second syllable in that word. It's not gust or gust. Listen, August. August. You pronounce that second syllable in exactly the same way as the word guest in English. August. Now the next two words we're going to learn are one of the most mispronounced words because learners forget that they have a silent letter inside. Walk and talk have a silent L. They're both pronounced with a long O again. So already today we have studied 4 words with this sound. Walk, talk, August, daughter. All of these long O. And with walk and talk, we have to remember that the L is silent. In fact, this thing is called a walkie-talkie, again without the L's. It drives me mad when I hear students saying walkie-talkie. No, walkie-talkie. Walk, talk. Now these next 3 words are being mispronounced by even some advanced students in English. The problem here, of course, again, is the spelling. With such complicated spelling, you wouldn't even suspect that the pronunciation of these 3 words is quite simple. Would, could, should. As you can hear, the letter L is silent, just as in walk and talk, and the letter O is also silent. So we actually pronounce all 3 of these words without the O and without the L. Could, should, would. We have 3 more words to go. Let's have a look at this one. Listen and pay attention to how the first syllable sounds and how I pronounce the letters T-U-R-E at the end of this word. Listen. Nature. Nature. This is such a frequently mispronounced word. My goodness. But there are a couple of things you need to remember. First of all, the first syllable is pronounced with the A sound. So surprisingly, the letter A inside is pronounced, well, as an A. And then the other rule, and that's a very important one because it will help you with all those words that are spelled T-U-R-E at the end, is to say that ending as chair. In a very, very similar way to the chair I'm sitting on right now. Nature. Nature. Now this next word is another example of super commonly mispronounced words in English. A lot of students see the ending red in that word and they want to say, well, the name of the color, red. But we don't say it like this. It's tired. Tired. The reason why we don't say tired, but tired, is that tire is basically a verb, and when you attach the ed ending to it, and you make an adjective out of it, you don't add any extra syllable to that ending. You simply say tire and add the d. Tired. This is a general rule for all the regular verbs that end in red. You simply add the d without any extra syllables. Tired. Now I hope you're not tired and you're actually loving this video. Did you hear how I pronounced that letter O in the word love? It's a short A, isn't it? Love. There is a surprising group of words in English, words that are very common, like some, come, done, and love, where the letter O is pronounced as a short A. Love. Now let's go back and try to repeat all the words that we have practiced here today. Listen and repeat with me. Daughter. Quiet. Quite. Work. Weld. August. Walk. Talk. Could. Should. Would. Nature. Tired. Love. And now let's put these words into sentences. Listen and repeat with me. It's hard to teach the word weld to my little daughter. If I could, I would travel the world in August. No one is at work in August, so it's quite quiet. My daughter should learn a new word every day. We should spend a quiet day in nature. I love walking and talking in nature. Well done! Now, before we move on to the final part of this lesson, I wanted to let you know that if you'd really like to improve your pronunciation, you should consider joining my online learning community, Your English Upgrade. Your English Upgrade is a wonderful place if you want to improve your pronunciation and other skills, and join me learning English on one of the 2 weekly webinars that are available to any member of the community. When you become a member of Your English Upgrade, you immediately gain access to pronunciation hacks, a full pronunciation hacks course that I've designed that will help you sound better and more confident in English. And to push you even further, there are 2 weekly challenges for pronunciation practice that will really make you improve the way you speak. And there are other courses on the platform that are just waiting for you to click on and improve your English step by step. And, of course, you can download all the PDFs and audio practice files that go with this video and any other video that I post on YouTube. The link to the community is in the description. I'll see you there. And now, let's practice the words we have learned today in a little story. Try to follow the text and read it with me, paying special attention to how the words we have learned today are pronounced. Ready to start? Let's go! In August, my daughter and I took a break from work to explore the world outside. We went to a forest outside our city, and when we got there, it was quiet, and everything felt quite peaceful. As we walked, we invented a game and talked about all the words we knew related to nature. We loved the peace and quiet and decided that we should take our time and enjoy ourselves. We didn't know how far we could go, but we felt we could just keep walking. By the end of the day, we were tired but happy and agreed that we would come back here next year. Well done! Now, if you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you still have energy to practice more pronunciation, I'm sure you'll love one of these two videos. I'll see you there.